This is Mike Steingraber with your weekly market update for Friday, July 18th, 2025. We're going to start off talking about corn this week. Had a nice little bump in the market on the way up here for old crop and new crop corn. Old crop corn off the September board closed at 408.5, and that's a nice gain considering Friday close was under $4. It was $3.96. New crop closed at 427 and 3/4. So, we had some cash numbers, $4 here today. New crop isn't quite getting back up to that mark, but it's working its way up there. So I think $4 offer for new crop is a good place to start. Get a few bushels out there if you've got some unpriced. From what I've seen in the country, everything looks pretty good for corn for the most part. I haven't seen a lot of fields that look like they're struggling too much. We've had some timely rains, and some people in the listening area maybe had a little bit too much rain here this week, I've heard. But all in all, I think our crop looks pretty good up here. Big news in the corn market was a lot of heat in the forecast, talking about some pollination issues across the country. There's parts in southern Illinois that they're looking like they might be struggling a little bit, so it could potentially help our market here. On to soybeans. Another decent gain in the week. We had some down days. It's a bit of a roller coaster, but we closed on a positive note. Old and new crop beans are a bit off the November board right now. We closed at 1035 and 3/4. The bean market's going to kind of bounce off the corn market to some degree here. And the big thing on the bean market's been China being in the mix about buying beans from the U.S. We're contending pretty good there. So, that's nice to see. It's always good news for us when it comes to that stuff, that we might be able to get a few extra pennies out of the market just with the talks of it. Not that it's necessarily happening, but it's always good to see stuff like that. As far as the wheat market goes, bidding off the September board this month right now for old and new crop. Everything's the same. We're getting into harvest. I think a lot of our elevators had a few loads of wheat come in. Nothing too extreme, but we're getting there. Market closed on wheat at 546 and 1/4. The wheat market's kind of going to do what it always does for the most part. From what I read, it's a little bit of strength from corn and beans is going to help bring it up somewhat there. I've had at our elevator here a few loads come in, and it looks like a pretty decent crop. I don't know that test weights are going to be extremely high, but so far, knock on wood, we haven't had many vomitoxin tests come through bad. So, hopefully everybody's got their fungicide applied and everything looks pretty good, and we can get through the wheat harvest with no scratches or dents on anything along the way. Thank you, and have a good day.